You are now tuned in to the Dream Match Podcast. Welcome back, Dream Match crew. And is this the first time you are hearing us? Welcome to the family. Acknowledge me.
I don't know this song.
I don't know. Yeah, I'm just doing the Halo. I'm literally just doing the Halo fucking.
It works.
Yeah, I mean, shit. What you gonna do? You know what? Let's get right into this shit. Fuck you. This stupid fucking movie.
Wait. Let's do for real quick for the new listeners. Spoiler alert to whatever we talk about.
Then this is on the drop.
So rock with us. We have a topic that you don't want to hear. Skip
Fast
forward a little bit. You know what I'm saying?
And we don't time stamp shit because it's too hard. So just yeah. Sorry.
Get in where you fit in, cuz.
Yeah. Yeah, so back to what I was saying, fuck you. Okay, so let me preface this with a story. Jaquan knows how I feel about Mark Wahlberg, and yet he still makes me go see Mark Wahlberg movies. So, and this is for our podcast, and I understand this is our content, this is what we do, this is our niche, we review movies, we talk about nerd shit. But why Mark Wahlberg?
Because it's the hottest thing out right now. I would say, and I mean that.
Hot like doo-doo.
I mean, in regards to all the marketing I've been seeing about it, I was like, they pushing this shit out, heavy. So I was like, it's something we got to see.
Because they didn't want to drop it next month.
You can't.
There's what, 2 Marvel movies? No, one Marvel movie.
Yeah, and there's something else too, though.
What's coming on next?
I think that movie Hard Eyes might be good. The horror.
That shit looks dope.
Yeah, so that drops the 7th, and then the following week is Captain America 4.
Okay.
So yeah, they didn't want to drop that then.
Yeah. Okay. So anyways, let's get back to this bullshit ass movie. So when we went to go see Flight Risk. Now, once again, I'm not opposed to movies that have one backdrop. You know what I mean? Like Hateful Eight. I love that movie. That was a good movie. It to me, Hateful Eight played out like a stage play. Snakes on a Plane had a one backdrop. Was one backdrop.
So let me stop you right there. I could tell for a fact already your review is going to be skewed because you just said 2 Samuel Jackson movies.
Okay.
You can't put him on. You can't put anything on that pedestal with him. And also, Hateful Eight is Quentin Tarantino. We know Quentin Tarantino makes the most. It's like legit. The setting is always boring, but it got your attention. We talked about that before.
True.
So
Okay.
It's like that shouldn't be the standard. I'm just saying that's
okay. Misery.
I haven't seen that.
You ever seen it's an old
yeah. I haven't
with
seen
Kathy
it.
Bates. Yeah, okay, Misery. I love that movie. That movie as a kid scared the shit out of me. Why was I watching Misery as a kid? Because my mom had a black box. Pause.
It's funny you said pause. Like, what do you say? Oh.
We had a legal box in our house. Pause. But it was still like that's why I was watching like all the pay-per-view movies, like watching shit that I know I should be watching. But let's get back to Flight Risk. This movie was the most predictable. Like, I literally felt like I was Professor X in this shit. Just like, okay, this is going to happen. And it happened.
I'll say I agree because no joke. I was, watching it. I was enjoying it. Mm-hmm. And then, the dialogue, I kept saying shit. And I was like, this is getting annoying, bro. I was like, this is stupid. I was literally saying the words verbatim right before they said it. So I agree with that.
The saving grace of this movie, and that's no pun intended, is Topher Grace.
Yeah.
He was fucking hilarious in this movie. Like when they finally landed, he landed. Cool. And then when the dude tried choking him in the fucking in the ambulance, he's like, man, this fucking day, bro. He was good comic relief. The fact that Mel Gibson played the director pissed me off.
I think too, I feel like Topher Grace was too good for this movie.
He was way too good because he was really acting in this movie.
Yeah, because he was on a different level, and I think that's what it was too. Because usually, I'm not saying he can't do it, but normally, other actors are elevated based on that one actor. This one wasn't elevated like that.
Not at all.
Like Mark Wahlberg was cool playing that
Fuck
weird,
him.
fucking annoying person.
You know what? Okay,
So he killed that. But like the homegirl, it was like she phoned it in, bro.
yeah, okay, and I will say this. Mark Wahlberg plays a great psychopath because in real life he is a psychopath. But like Fear, you ever seen a movie, that old school movie with Alicia Silverstone,
Ooh,
where
I don't.
he was like the bad boy that like her dad didn't want.
He hit himself to the dad. Did it? Yeah. I remember
Okay,
that.
he plays a great psychopath.
He's also a great rapper.
God, hold on.
I'm just teasing.
But yeah, it was not it. No. This is a straight. Oh, and our rating system, by the way, is nap to 10, meaning we're gonna fall asleep in this shit. To 10, which is fucking impeccable. This is a nap. Like I literally within the first 5 minutes, I'm sitting there like, oh, okay, she's gonna walk in the door. Okay, yep, they're gonna get on a plane. Oh, well, here's what's gonna happen now. Oh, yep, can see that coming. Oh, well, yeah. Well, it's either the director or it's the person she's calling, or it's a flight instructor. You know what? I think it's a director. Oh, well, lo and behold, it's fucking Mel Gibson. Out. So yeah, I'm giving this a nap.
I would say, honestly, to me it was a 7. I enjoyed it, but also my ratings are also different because I like movies that aren't that serious. So this is the perfect movie, I think. When you're bored, you could turn it on and just watch it. Or if you need a background movie to have on while you're doing something else, it's good for that too.
I think if Mark Wahlberg was, I think if the killer wasn't Mark Wahlberg, I might have given this a higher rating.
No, see, to me, it was more of they moved way too fast in the beginning. Like, when they found out he was the hitman, they tie him up in the back, the movie just got started. And then so it was like, okay, so where do you go from here?
Yeah.
Then like he kept getting loose, tying him back up, and I was like, okay, this is getting a little annoying. It's a 90-minute flight. I was like, bro, this is crazy. And so little things are making me mad about this movie too. You got this motherfucker locked up in the back. Why is no one looking at him at all times when he literally just tried to kill both of y'all?
Thank you.
That's what really pissed me off.
Or no one's going back and checking, like, hey, like, does he have anything? Can he get free? Like,
that was like really, really pissing me off.
This won't work with black characters. I'm telling you right now, because that motherfucker would have been shot and thrown out the plane
that's why
real quick.
I laughed the most because Topher Grace said, "Shoot his ass. He's gonna kill us. Kill him." And then she said, "I'm not like him." And then later in the movie, it's like, you should have killed that nigga, right?
It's like Samuel L. Jackson in Triple X.
You should have killed that bitch. I mean, they should have though. Like that was the thing that was making me mad. I was like, you could have put a bullet in that motherfucker. Y'all would have had a cool little easy breezy ride.
Yep.
But I did like too though when the chick she was talking to on the phone, when she thought she was the leak, and then she said, "I'm sorry I said you're the leak." She said, "I love you, right? But thanks, bitch."
Yeah.
So it has some good moments.
It has some funny moments.
But overall, I would say again, I think it's a 7. I'm being very generous.
You were being
because also too though, right? I feel like we are, as a whole society, we're becoming like film snobs. We talk about this multiple times, but growing up, we had movies coming out like blam, 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 good, bad, in the middle, it didn't matter. You just had content to watch. We need to get back to that. So I like that because to me, like, again, it's something you can just watch. Like, I feel like, no joke, if I'm bored at home and that's on Netflix, I'll be like, I'll turn this shit on. And then I will sit there and watch it just to talk shit about it. You know what I mean? Like, and then I would be like, okay, I might like this a little more. You know what I mean? Like, it has
rewatchability.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Stuttering Stanley over here. My bad, y'all. But yeah. Yeah, it has a good rewatchability to me. So I'm like, and rewatchability means more to me than whether the movie is overall good or bad.
Yeah.
Because there's a lot of movies like we say is bad. Like, for example, we would say Baby Boy is a bad movie, right?
It's the worst movie ever.
But we've seen that about 1,000 times.
Wherever that shit is on TV, I'm telling you right now, TBS is my best friend. And, BET and CBS, or TBS, that's the only time that movie is played.
Yeah, I'm trying to think. There's a lot of movies that we think are bad, but we watch it and it's like, why are we doing this to ourselves?
Fast and Furious.
Yeah, but it's a weird. It's enjoyable, but we don't want to admit it. It's like a guilty pleasure.
Yeah,
and I think this falls in that category.
I agree. I will agree with you on that. Like I said, maybe if Mark Wahlberg was recast, I might give this a higher rating. But fuck that guy.
See,
Nope. action. So yeah, moving on. I'm done talking. Okay, and I'm going to admit something. I did not watch this movie. Fucking Logan got me sick, and I've been wanting to watch it because it looks really interesting. Even though I think J-Lo's a horrible actor, but I've been wanting to watch this movie. And the movie I'm talking about is Unstoppable.
So it's funny, she's not really in the movie like that.
Oh, really?
Like she is, but it's like she has very minor scenes. So it's like she's not really in it. I enjoy it because what's that dude's name? The main character. I don't know his name, but he was in Central Park 5 show.
He played the shit out of that role.
Yeah. So he's playing the main character. Yeah. And then it was just crazy good. So like that movie was like really good to me. And it was it made me watch because they show you the wrestling matches and stuff, right? Mm-hmm. And I went and watched the actual matches on YouTube. They were almost perfect.
Yeah. So he has one leg or two legs?
One.
Or I'm sorry. Okay. I'm sorry. I mean one leg or no leg, but okay, he only has one leg.
Yeah. And it's crazy. It's a true story.
Yeah.
Like this dude is national champion at ASU.
Oh shit.
And the dude he beat for the national championship was undefeated, and the previous national champion.
Oh wow.
Yeah, and I guess it was crazy because I know this, but Iowa has a really good wrestling program.
Oh yeah.
At least I don't know if they still have, if they're still good now, but for that time frame, they were like the best program out there. He wanted to go to that school. They overlooked him, so he went to ASU, and then he ended up beating the kid that they essentially took over him, kind of thing.
Yeah.
But it was really cool. Only thing that really was funny, I know for dramatics they had to change it, but because the fight at the end is the one where he wins the national championship. They made it seem like the match was really close in the movie. I watched it. He dominated, bro.
Oh, really?
He won like 7-1.
Oh shit!
They made it, but it was like he won 6-2 or 6-3 or something in the movie, and I was like, y'all should have showed us that dominance, bro.
Did he graduate ASU?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. That's dope.
Yeah, but J-Lo's his mom, and then so you see in the beginning he's in high school, so it starts with him winning the national championship in high school, and his mom is the only one that supports him. And then they show his home life stuff. She's there, and then they show her. She's in it, but not like, to me, like she's not like a real
dominant role.
Yeah, so it's like she's there, but it's like she's legit like supporting.
Okay.
So again, and then she actually wasn't bad in this movie either, to be honest.
Okay.
Yeah. Overall, I would give that movie a 9.
Okay, I'm gonna check it out tonight. I honestly do. Like I said, Logan got me sick. I took some medicine. And I'm just like, I'm gonna watch this shit, and next thing you know, I'm on some fucking shit on Prime. I'm like, what the fuck am I watching? And it was like a scary Japanese movie. I was like, oh no, ma'am. Turned it off as racked right back out. Another Prime show, because we all know Prime Cooks is On Call. This is if you've ever seen the movie Last Call, this is literally a show version of that movie. And it's fucking phenomenal. This show is, it had me on the edge of my seat the whole fucking time. And I know that's a very cliche thing to say. It's better than saying that my fucking ass was tight, pause. But it literally kept you guessing. Is this chick a bad cop? Is her trainee really about to turn on her and start going with everyone else and try to transfer shit? This show is fucking amazing. I'm getting my rate early. I'm saying this shit is a fucking phenomenal 10.
Yep, I agree. 10 easy. My only complaint about this show was it was too short.
Yeah.
Because I assumed based on the topic and everything, I was like, it was 6 episodes. It was going to be hour long, and they were half hour. I was like, whatever. For me, I was like, oh, it's easier to watch because half hours. But I was like, yo, I need some more. Like, what y'all doing? Yeah. And I like too the way they played the dynamic with the cops, right? Because in the beginning, it seemed like whoever created the show were trying to show you that cops weren't bad, kind of thing, right? Mm-hmm. And I was like, oh, they're very pro cop, just what the vibe feels like. And then they show you how some cops are dirty, and I was like, wait, so they're showing you the dirty side of it, and they show you this it's more complex, and I was like, that kind of thing was very cool to me to see overall. And then that her fucking rookie, oh my god, I want to slap that motherfucker.
Dude, he kept she stay here, and he'll run over there and bro, this is why your ass almost got fucking shot by.
He did get shot.
Oh, well, almost.
Oh,
died.
I was like, yeah. Because that was dumb. We saw that one chick and then just darted off.
Yeah.
And then she shot him. I said, I was like, that's what your ass gets, bro. I was like, they're like,
Asian dude killed her.
Yeah. That dude was like, "Knuckle down my watch." I said, "Move your hand, move your hand." He deserved that shit, bro. Because he ain't listen to nothing. And they got mad at her when she said, "I think you should go. You should do another cycle of probation."
Yeah.
You turned on me, motherfucker. You didn't listen to nothing she said. You know, I was like, seriously. And he trying to listen to that old black dude who had the old school mentality, like, we gotta show them we still around, we still hard, blah, 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 blah. And she's like, no, sit the fuck back and chill.
Which is like, to me, like, every time I've gotten pulled over, trust me, I've gotten pulled over by some fucking horrible cops. I'm not gonna lie, who still have that old school mentality. And then I got pulled over where I'm telling you right now, I knew I should have gotten the DUI. And Carl was in the car with me, and I'm driving my mom's car. I'm taking Carla home before we lived together. And I know I shouldn't have been fucking driving. And this cop pulled me over. I said, he's like, I pulled you over. I'm like, no, sir, I don't. He was like, well, you're kind of swerving back there. You're kind of speeding. He's like, is everything good? I'm like, oh, yeah. I'm like, yes, sir. I'm like, I'm just trying to take my girl home. And he goes, can I see your ID? I'm like, yes, sir. He goes, you call me sir. He's like, but you're older than me. I was like, man, I'm like, that's just a respect thing. I'm like, I see a uniform. I'm like, I'm like, my mom didn't raise me to disrespect people. And he was like, oh, okay. You been drinking? I'm like, honestly, we were on one last night and I'm just taking her home. And he was just like, okay, stay off the freeway, drop her off, go home. If I catch you on the freeway in about 2 hours, I'm taking you to jail. I'm like, heard. Got on. Fucking, he's like, as soon as I took off, slow down, Mr. Thomas, please slow down. Got on the freeway, dropped her off. I literally took the streets from Baldwin Park back to Diamond Bar, which was a fucking mission. And I got in the car, I got home, I was like, oh my God. But you're going to run into that, and this is what that show hit on. Like, you're going to run into the good cops, and you're going to run into that old school mentality cops. Yeah. But
let me touch that real quick, too. It's funny. So, I wasn't driving, but I was with my boy. We were driving and shit, and we were zoned out on the freeway. I think we were going to L.A., and we didn't know there was a cop behind us. And he gets pulled over. He's like, I don't know what I did. I said, I don't know either. He's like, where did you come from? I said, I don't know. Dude rose up to the window. He was like, he was like, you were kind of speeding. And he was like, but it wasn't too bad. He's like, but you were too close to the car in front of you. Mm. And he was like, oh, I didn't even notice. He was like, you didn't see me behind you? He said, no. He's like, bro, I've been following you since like, boom. He named a street. He was following us for a cool minute, apparently. And he was like, you didn't decelerate not one time. And then my boy talked to him and shit. And he was like, all right, you know what? He was like, I can't just let you go because he's like, when we pull people over, I got to call it in. He's like, something has to happen here. He's like, roll your window up a little bit. He's like, damn, your tint's not too bad. He was trying to find a reason, to let him off. And he was like, all right, I'm just gonna say your registration's expired. He was like, it's a fix-it ticket. You just, fix it, show the proof, you're all good to go. And he was like, just pay attention to what you're doing, right? And it was funny because he was like, I was behind you the whole time, right? My boy looked at me because I'm telling you, I'm the worst fucking person to ride shotgun. He really is. I don't look at nothing. I either zone out or I'll fall asleep.
He really does.
And it's funny, my boy looked at me all mad. He said, don't look at him. It's not his responsibility. It's yours. And I said, yeah, you tell him, Mr. Cop, sorry, tell him. But the dude was real cool. He was like, he's like, just be cool, whatever, blah, blah, blah. He made it a real quick thing. I was like, those people like that are respectable.
Yeah.
Because he kept it real the whole time. He was like, look, bro, like, come on now. Stop being stupid. Bro. Like, I bet.
I got another cop story. This was told to me by fucking Steve Dogg. I guess one of his homegirls was she was fucked up. And like when you're driving on a freeway and you see a cop, like everyone kind of slows down. It doesn't, like, if you're going in the carpooling, you're going to pass them, obviously. You're not going to, but you're not going to speed. So I guess this cop, she got behind the cop.
Yeah.
And so the cop was like, what the fuck? And started driving. So she's following the cop. Started driving. So the cop gets off the freeway. She stays on the freeway. Cops hurry up and gets back on the freeway. Gets behind her, lights her up. And the cop was like, you know I pulled you over? She goes, no, officer, I don't know why you pulled me over. He's like, you're going like almost 95 miles per hour. She's like, what? He's like, when he was speed up, she was speed up. And she was like right on his ass. And he's like, have you been drinking that? No, officer. Pulled out, gave her, popped her for a DUI. I was like, you dumbass, dude.
I got one more too. Just actually me driving. It was funny. It's in my old car. I didn't realize it. I was going like 95, right? I was coming from Riverside back to Orange County, and it was a motorcycle cop. I didn't even see him. He zoomed up and he matched my speed. And I looked over, I looked at him, looked at my speedometer. I was like, oh, fuck, I'm about to get a ticket. He looks at me. He was like, just shook his head and then just flew off. I said, let me slow the fuck down. Cause I was like, yo, that was crazy. Like, he could have got me, but he was like, I think he had something to do.
Yeah.
And I was like, thank God he was busy. Whew. But man, that was going to end bad. I only got one ticket, though. That's because this dumbass cop. He's an asshole. Because word on the street was because when I was in college, he was known as a racist cop.
Oh, really?
Yeah, because it was like he would do shit like so at Cal State Fullerton, like they like literally like fucking riding a skateboard on campus is illegal, right? Mm-hmm. But usually people see you on a skateboard, they be like, get off that skateboard, leave you alone. My two homeboys, they're black. He sits them down, fucking get their IDs, and goes through the whole process because they were riding a skateboard on campus. And then it was crazy. It's like there was some white kids skating right in front of him. He's got them only. Wow. And I was like, that's crazy. So he was always known to be weird. And then I think he's the same cop when, I was an athlete. I had a 7:30 a.m. class, I fell asleep early. And my neighbor in the dorms, he was smoking weed. Somebody called the cops and whatever. He comes in my dorm. We're sleeping there. And he's like, I think because he saw me. And he was like, what are you doing in here? I said, I'm asleep. He's, we smell some marijuana. I said, I'm an athlete. We get drug tested. I don't smoke marijuana, right? He kept giving me a hard time and shit. He kept blasting his flashlight all loud, all high and shit, trying to look in the room from the doorway. I was like, what are you doing? And the worst part was the dude who was smoking next door was peeking through his door, looking at the cop and shit. And I'm like, you don't smell that scent coming from the next door, And I'm like, and I ain't no snitch, but I was like, bro, it's not over here. You're in the wrong spot. And he was giving me a hard time and shit for no reason. And he was like, okay, I guess I'll leave you alone. You damn right, nigga. I ain't smoking. Like, what the fuck? And then later on, they put this sign up that was like a no turn on red sign, right? It was brand new. I ain't gonna lie, I didn't see it. There was like 15 cars in front of me, turning right on red. So me, I just follow suit. He lights me up. And I was like, he said, you didn't see that sign? I said, no. Honestly, I didn't. And I was like, there's people in front of me doing the same thing. And he was like, oh, that doesn't mean you could do it too. I was like, my point is, motherfucker, you sat here waiting for me. Yeah. And then it's funny, I've never been pulled over either, by the way, right? So I don't know the rules getting pulled over. I thought when you're getting pulled over, the cop tells you where to pull over at. So he lit up his lights and shit, and I'm just moving, cruising. I was like, he ain't saying nothing. My windows are down. I was like, what do I do? And then I had a friend in the car. He's just pull into this parking lot. I was all right, cool. And I was like, he was like, the dude said, pull into a parking spot. That's what the cop said. I was like, you supposed to pull into a parking spot? You getting pulled over? That sounds wrong. And I was like, but okay. And he's like, just stop the car. Just stop the car. I got all mad. He's like, why don't you stop? Why don't you stop? And I was like, I've never been pulled over before. I don't know the damn rules. And then I explained it to him. And he was like, he's kind of cool about it, but motherfucker still gave me a ticket. Mm. Then he pissed me off because he had my ID, wrote my name right, and wrote the wrong address. Mm. So the ticket was getting mailed to the wrong spot. And so I went to the police station and shit. I was like, yo, my address is wrong. And she was like, oh, there's no ticket in the system. And she's like, he hasn't processed it yet. And she's like, usually that happens. Either he's going to do it later or he might just throw it out. I was like, please throw that shit out. Of course, that motherfucker didn't. I had to pay like $230. Damn. I was like, that's stupid. All because of this one little thing. I was like, bro, you could have just told me to, next time pay attention and kept me on my way. Because I'm like, there's people doing way worse than turning right on red. Yeah. And then it's funny now, like, even I'm coming here, getting off the 210, there's a no turn on red sign. This car kept honking at me. I said, kill yourself. I'm not getting a ticket again, bro. I was like...
Yeah, I remember, I got a bad cop. Well, so there's these cops that used to mess with me and my friends all the fucking time in Brea. And it was weird, bro. It was just like, no matter where I was, they were there. And when I say they were there, like, we would be walking through Brea Mall, like, literally with bags that we bought shit in, or with walk outside, they're right there. I was like, how the fuck do these people, like, you have a tracker on me or something? Mm-hmm. And so, one day, I go to the movies with my friends, and we go to Edwards, and my boy he used to be the manager at the first Edwards, the one that shut down. Oh, wait, which one shut down? The second one. So he's the manager at the first one. Mm. So I go outside to use a payphone. Yes, I'm that old. And I'm like, hey, Mom, like, the movie's probably about, like, half an hour from being over. So if you can come, she's like, okay, cool. And hang up the phone, go back in the movie, watch it, go outside. I'm just waiting. I shit you not, like fucking clockwork. This bitch fucking pulls up with her and her fucking blockhead ass partner. I was just like, that can't be Dodic. I'm like, fuck. And then all my boys like recognize the car, and they're like, fuck, dude. So I just sit down, and they're like, and she literally gets out of the car and goes, Mr. Thomas. I'm like, dude, do you not have anything fucking better to do than fuck with us? Like, literally, like, she was like, what'd you say? I'm like, you heard what I said. I'm like, I called my mom. She's on her way. I'm like, and my boy comes out, who's the manager, goes, no, officer, he literally just called his mom. He's like, well, they're all past curfew. He goes, but he called his mom. Like, she's on the way right now. Mm-hmm. And I was just like, and I mind you, like, I'm telling my mom, like, this cop keeps fucking with me. She's like, no. I'm like, no, Mom, she keeps fucking with me. And she was like, okay, fine. And so when I called my mom, Randy, my stepdad, used to drive this big fucking dually. That was my grandfather's car. And my mom loved whipping that thing around. So I can hear the diesel coming down the street. And at this point, me and my homies are in fucking handcuffs. Sitting in front of the fucking movie theater. I'm just like, well, if I go to jail, at least I'm going to jail fucking on some bullshit I know I didn't do. And I hear the dually come, and I look at Birch, and I see that dually, and you see my mom go, fuck. Like, she just straight mouth, what the fuck, with the hardest F I've ever seen in my life. She whipped that big bitch around like it's a goddamn Honda Civic, parked it right in front of the movie theater, which you're not supposed to fucking do, and just hopped the barricade. She was like, what the fuck is going on here? And I'm like, Ma, I told her that I called you, and you were coming, you're on your way, and she still put us in handcuffs and put it right here. I'm like, I looked up at her, I'm like, you're fucked now. And so then my boy comes, I was like, Mrs. Thomas, he didn't do anything. She goes, I know, sweetie, go back inside, make sure everything is closed up for yourself. My mom got in this bitch's face, was like this fucking going off. She's like, if you didn't have that fucking badge on, she's like, I'll fuck you up right now. I'm just like, and like her partner had his hand on his gun. He's like, what the fuck you gonna do with that? I'm just like, Mom, he's like 6'8". You're like 5'2". Like, stop. And he's going off. Next day, I'm in the mayor's office because he was cool with my family. And that bitch got reassigned. I was like, damn, Ma, who are you? You got pulled. Yeah, but dude, I'm telling you, like, I'm not joking. Like, this happened and I'm not even remotely joking, from the time I was in 8th grade to the time I was a fucking junior, this chick will fuck with me.
That's crazy.
And the only reason that I didn't have my car at the time, because I was on punishment because I came home too late. That's the only reason I didn't have my car at the time. And so, like, and I was like 16, 17. And so, like, I was just like, I don't get it. Like, what did I do? But yeah. That's
crazy. The power trips, man, be wild.
They crazy, bro.
And it's like, for what? And I hate too, what's funny is, like, you know, when we talk about, you know, like animals and shit, right? Mm-hmm. Whenever there's, you know, talk about a lion, for example, right? When somebody's fucking with that cub, what does that
the mom pounces.
Exactly. And I'm like, we have a human nature as humans, that same reaction. So your mom's reaction was right on par. Yeah. Like, bro, you don't fuck with somebody's kids.
Dude, like, that shit happens with hens. If you get too close to their eggs and they don't want you to get close to their eggs, they'll fucking peck your eyes out.
Exactly.
Man, that shit was funny, though. Shit. But moving on to the next one, we watched the cowboy show on Netflix called American Prime Evil. Now, Jay doesn't like cowboy movies or cowboy shows. So
I'll say too, I didn't watch it.
You didn't watch it?
It was on in the background. I couldn't get into it. Like, I literally tried. I thought.
How many episodes did you watch?
So in my head, I was on episode 4. I checked my thing. I was only on 2.
I'm gonna stab you.
I'm not even joking, because that shit.
I know you're not joking.
It was just to me. It's not. I don't know why. I'm just not interested in that kind of shit. Like the first episode, I think it was.
When they raid the camp.
yeah, you know, like I was watching. This is kind of weird and boring. I was like, I don't really care for this shit. And I was on the phone with my sister. Hung up the phone. And I was like, what's going on this show? And this lady was talking, and all of a sudden I saw an arrow go through her fucking forehead. Boom. And I was like, oh shit. That's not text you. I was like, I ain't watching this shit. And I was like, never mind. Shit's going down. Mm-hmm. I was like, this is crazy. And after that scene, it went right back to being boring. And I was like, yeah, I just can't get into this.
So I'm a fan of cowboy movies, so I get that. Like cowboy movies in general. I'm gonna give this shit a 10 out of 10 because I've always okay, I need to choose my words very fucking carefully right now. Okay. I've always heard stories on how the Mormons tried to overturn the United States and make the whole United States Mormon, and Brigham Young didn't want, basically he wanted the territory of Utah strictly for Mormons only. Mm. And that was the whole premise of the show. So Brigham Young is basically, he's the governor of Utah who has his own militia clearing out the Indians, if you don't believe in what we're doing here, get out. Okay. And so he's basically doing these raids where he's framing the Indians, but it's really...
Oh, is that like the bags over their heads?
That's where they had the bags over their heads. Okay, because
I wasn't paying, I was in and out of, focusing, and I was like, what are they doing?
Yeah.
So that attack I saw wasn't actually Native Americans.
Some of them are Native Americans that teamed up with the Mormons.
Oh, okay.
But then there are the other Native Americans who are actually like, nah, why the fuck are you teaming up with our enemy? Like, they're trying to kick us off our lands.
Yeah.
So...
Okay. I'll give it another try.
I'm not going to force you to.
No. The thing is, because so for me, with a lot of stuff is you have to spoil something for me. I'm not one of those people who hate spoilers, because if you tell me something to watch something that I don't want to watch, if you spoil it, it always gets me. Like, for example, like, not changing the topic or anything, but that show Found on NBC. Mm-hmm. My sister was like, you should watch the show called Found. And I was like, she told me a little bit of it. It sounds stupid. And she started telling me the actual story. I said, okay, shut up. I'm going to watch this shit. I was because she was like, it's about this lady who got kidnapped as a kid. And now she's helping find people who are kidnapped. I said, that's not that interesting. And she's like, nah, but the dude who kidnapped her, she got him trapped in her basement. I said, wait, what? And I was like, now I got to check this out. I got to spoil it. So you give me that. Now I know what it's about. I can watch it. And then, because now I want to see, because again, you tell me something, right? Like what you just said, that doesn't bother me, but I'm like, okay, now how does it happen exactly? And that's what piqued my interest. So I'm going to try to give it a shot.
Well, I've always, I listen to this true crime podcast called Last Podcast on the Left, and they did a Mormon episode about the Mormon religion, and everything they said, and because they go in depth with their studying, so they don't get anything wrong. Mm-hmm. And so everything they said about Brigham Young, this dude was a fucking monster. He didn't give a fuck about anything. If you're not Mormon and white, get the fuck out. Yeah. Or I'm going to kill you. And that's pretty much what it was. And it's he knew what his army or militia was doing, but he's to basically the whole point of the show is two people made it out of that first raid that you saw.
Okay.
And so he's constantly looking for them so he can kill them. That way no one can know about what he's doing. Mm. So, and then that's what pretty much the whole show is and it's a good fucking show.
So is that who the dude who played John Carter is in that show?
His wife and son were Native Americans, and they were dead. So he's a hunter type dude.
Okay.
But it's a good show. To me, I'm gonna give that shit 10 out of 10 because it's violent, but it's not. Jesus.
That was kind of creepy.
Yeah, it's violent, but it's not unnecessarily violent. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's not a violence where it's everything is called for in a way.
Yeah. Okay.
So, and the dude from what's the movie with Michael B. Jordan when they have powers?
Chronicle?
The cycle dude in Chronicle, the one who like.
No, yeah, I'm trying to think because there was a lot of familiar faces, and I couldn't put.
He was the Mormon dude who let the lady and the son go with him.
Okay.
When they first started talking,
that's why I looked familiar.
Yeah. So that he plays a. I don't know how like. To me, at some point, if you're a good actor who plays a psychopath, and that's like all you're kind of known as, you're not acting. Like you're legitimately a fucking psychopath. Like I don't know, Marlon Wayans as fucking little man, he's a good baby, so maybe he's a baby in real life. I don't know. It could happen. I hate myself for that.
Yeah, that was a
that was a fucking stretch right there.
Yeah. That went left real fast.
That went left.
I was like, okay, I'm just gonna let that ride.
Oh, fuck.
Yeah, but I'll check that out.
Yeah, check it out. Like I said, like it's only a 6 episode. It's a limited series, so it's only a 6 episode thing, and it's cool.
So my thing is too, not even about that show specifically, but I truly hate Netflix with ads. Because so I don't mind ads when they're timed perfectly.
Yeah.
But like because like I told you about that movie. So before we recorded, I recommended a movie called On the Line with Mel Gibson. It's on Netflix too. I was watching that movie, right, and it's like a suspenseful movie. In the middle of the suspense, they're like, "We gotta find them." Commercial, and I was like, "But they already were getting up to go out," and I was like, "That's a stupid spot to put a commercial in. Like you just broke the." broke the flow.
Yeah, the flow.
Yeah, like you just fucked the flow up. And I'm like, bro, now I lost a little interest. Now I don't care as much anymore. I'm like, time your commercials out better. Or, again, do what Peacock does. Peacock, this is why I love Peacock. They be like, watch these ads before your movie. And it's like 285 seconds. And I'll be on my phone doing shit. And then once the movie starts, you watch the movie with no interruptions.
Yep.
That should be the standard for fucking streaming. If you're going to have ads, do it that way.
I mean, like, because I've been like debating on upgrading my Hulu with no ads. It doesn't really bother me on Hulu. Mm-hmm. I'm not going to lie, because they literally put them in the correct spot. Like I'm watching Only Murders right now, and we're on season 2, and they basically something will happen like where they're looking at like when like prime example they were looking at the bird cage when the bird was like, I know who did it, and like you're like. Ad. Yeah. That's a good place for a fucking ad. Yeah. And that's what Hulu hits on, because it's like, I'm like, do I really want to, I'm like, you know what? Nah, because that doesn't bother me. Netflix with ads bothers me. And like, I was looking at my, my Rocket Money. This is not a paid advertisement for Rocket Money, by the way, but if y'all want to like,
we ain't getting paid. Don't recommend no shit.
Throw us a little something, like, Cubby. But I was like, dude, how the fuck am I still paying for Netflix? And I typed in my old password with my old thing. My Netflix opened up. I'm like, do I want to like delete this shit? I'm like, but I'm sick of these fucking ads. I'm just gonna leave it. Fuck it. I'm just like,
yeah. I thought about upgrading mine because, I had the Netflix through T-Mobile. Mm-hmm. That's the only reason why I have Netflix, by the way.
Facts.
I was like, should I upgrade it to the one without ads for like $5? And I was like, I don't use Netflix that often, to be honest. Like,
I really don't.
Like, I literally only watch like the the Upshaws. That's a new show. But then it's like all like the '90s black sitcoms, like Martin,
Jamie Foxx.
Yeah. And then there's one more.
Is Living Single on there too?
It's somewhere.
AKA Black Friends.
It's somewhere. I don't know if it's on Netflix or not. But yeah, I watch those shows on there. And those, because I've seen those shows thousands of times, I don't mind that. Oh, Bernie Mac show. I can watch those with ads because I can repeat those shows damn near verbatim a lot.
Yeah.
That doesn't bother me. But like if I'm watching something new, don't break my flow with these dumbass ad breaks. Like, it's just not the move. And speaking of Netflix, why the fuck are y'all raising y'all prices? Right, Netflix do another price hike.
Bro, I'm already paying fucking $22 goddamn dollars.
It's gonna be $25, I think now.
Nah, bro. No.
Yeah, so what's crazy though to me, right, is when Netflix was cheaper with no ads, they gave you, whether the content was good or bad or in between, you had new shit dropping. Blam, 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 blam. And now all of a sudden, they want to fucking give you less content or cancel shows that you're looking forward to another season of, and then charge you more. And then with ads too, and it's like you're doing way too much now, bro. Like, I thought we might as well go back to cable. What cable companies need to do is drop their prices. There should be an ad. Tired of these streaming prices? Come back to cable. You get a deal of blah 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 blah.
They do that.
They do. Oh,
Yeah.
yeah.
What's not Roku? There's something on Roku. Sling.
Yeah.
I think Kilo has Sling.
Yeah, he does. Yeah.
And he fucking loves it. He was like, he's like, everything's included with my Sling account. He's like, my Hulu, my Netflix, and my Disney and my ESPN is all included, and he only pays like, I think he only pays like $150.
See, that's not bad for the year, right?
Yeah, for the year.
Yes,
and he has a DVR so he can record shit.
See, that's even better. Like that should be the new thing. Like Sling, I need to get on y'all shit, bro, and put more ads out there because that's gonna be the move. Because like, it's annoying that you got to pay for $10 here, $8 here, $15 here, all that type of shit, and then also like having to find out like I'll be like, I'm gonna watch this movie. It was on Paramount Plus. Okay, now it's not. Now it's on Peacock. Okay, now it's not. Now it's on Stars. Now it's not. It's like that's too much moving around and shit, bro. Like we don't want to do that. Everything needs to be centralized. Make it simple.
And like with like, I'm like my mom wanted to watch Gladiator 2 the other day, and she was just like, "Oh, it's on Prime." I'm like, "Don't go on Prime." She's like, "Why?" I'm like, "Because you're going to have to pay for it." I'm like, "Go to Paramount Plus." And she was like, "Why?" I'm like, "Because it's already on Paramount Plus." She was like, "But it just came out." I'm like, "But that's what," I'm like, movies don't last long in the movie theaters anymore unless it's a Marvel movie or it's like a movie where everyone was like, "Oh, this movie's going to get nominated for Academy Award." Like, I hope Timothy Chalamet wins for the Bob Dylan movie because he's
a complete unknown.
Yeah, complete unknown. Which I'm very pissed that I missed in the movie theater because I wanted to go see it, but Timothy Chalamet.
I know too, which is funny is they talk about how like the movie theaters was like they're slowly dying and shit because people don't go to the movies anymore. And they're making it seem that a lot of people, because it's the prices of the snacks and blah, 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 blah. I'm like, that's not the problem. The problem is, why would you go, because, for example, like I got A-list, right? So I'm not included. But let's say, why would you go buy a ticket to a movie in theaters when you can wait 2 months and it's going to be on streaming? You know what I mean? It's like, and it's already included. So what is the point of that? Like, I think the best thing was you mentioned Marvel, Deadpool and Wolverine. It came out in July. It hit, I think, Disney Plus in like November. Mm-hmm. That's a long enough wait because you make people feel like they're missing out on something. We don't have that no more. We're like, if I wait long enough, it'll be out there. Like we said, Gladiator 2 came out in November. It's fucking January and it's already on streaming. Like that's crazy to me. You know what I mean? Like that's too fast, and then you're missing out on money and opportunities, and then you're blaming other shit, and it's not really the case. And also, by the way, the movie theaters do need to drop their prices though. Like $7 for a hot dog, bro, is outrageous. That's crazy. Then the bread, low-key be stale, hit and miss. Ooh, y'all better get your shit together.
You're over fucking hot dogs.
No. That's because the first thing came to my mind. But also why am I paying $10 damn near for some pretzel bites? And you get a decent amount, but still it should be $10.
10 or 11, yeah.
Yeah, like that's too expensive for that.
Yeah.
Like the loaded tots we like getting, that's $15.
I know,
and it's like it's fire. It's really good, but is it worth $15?
Because I wasn't trying to use my card yesterday when I went to go see Flight Risk, and I was like, okay, I got $10 in my wallet right now, $10 cash. I can't get a goddamn thing.
Exactly.
I'm like, if I get a hot dog, I can't get a soda. Because that's fucking $9 by itself. Yeah. I don't have $5 on my fucking man. Fuck y'all. I walked away. And I was hungry as hell. Like people walking in with fucking hot dogs. Like, we don't buy that, guy.
Yeah. And it's funny when I went. I was gonna get something, but I was like, I have I think like $25 to $30 on my rewards. Mm-hmm. I'm saving that for Captain America. I was gonna spend a little bit, but I was like, this ain't the kind of movie I need to spend no shit on. I was like, I'll save it. And since we're on topic of movies, I'm not going back to Flight Risk, but back to my experience during Flight Risk. Pet peeve of mine. If you make noise, don't go to the movie theater. Let me explain. I don't mean just any noise. Let me be real specific. So this was maybe mad too, right? Was I was into the movie, right? Like I was actually getting really engaged in the movie. And you just hear. And I'm like, what the fuck was that? You know? And I'm like, oh, maybe that dude was asleep or something. Then this nigga was gargling.
What?
And I was like,
pause.
No, legit, like, no, that's what. No, but he was like behind me, like you know, because my theater, I had like the pause. Someone shut up, bro. Let me tell my story. I don't care about that shit.
Sorry.
No, but so you know, like the aisle, right? There's 2 seats to the right, and then there's the whole row of seats, you know. Mm-hmm. So I'm on this. I always sit by myself, so I'm on the right side. He was on the aisle on the other side where the longer row is, and I kept hearing he was legit making noises, and I was like, someone should check on this dude, bro. Like, I was like, is he snoring? Is he gargling? Is he drowning in his sleep? Like, I don't know what's going on. And then like every 5 minutes he was making sounds, and I was like, you know, I'm controlling my blackness. I was like, don't do it. Because I was about to say, get the fuck out, bro. Like,
sometimes it's hard to control your blackness.
Yeah, and I was, really like, no joke, my leg was shaking. I was like, bro, if he gargle one more time, I'm gonna chop him in his fucking throat. Like, shut the fuck up, bro. Like, if you make sounds that you can't control, I'm sorry, don't go to the movie theater.
True.
You know what I mean? Like, same thing like kids. If it's not a kids movie, don't bring your kids to a movie that's not a kids movie, and they get mad when people get mad about your kids being loud. You knew for a fact, you know what I mean? Like, kids movies, there's no rules. Like, you know, when I went to go see, like, you know, Sonic, kids talk that whole movie. I don't get mad because I did it to myself. You know, like, I understand.
Yeah.
But a movie like, you know, Flight Risk, wasn't no kids in there, but like, you can't bring shit like that to that kind of setting.
It's like when you remember when the lady brought her baby to fucking see John Wick and he kept crying the whole time?
Bruh.
You remember that shit? It was like, and all of us were high as fuck. It's like, Nick, shut the fuck up.
Yeah, it was like, and that baby was like maybe like 6 to 8 months old. Like, what is your? I get you. You know, you trying to have you know, live your life and you're a parent, but it's like, don't make us suffer. You know, I think too. That's what AMC or just theaters need to do in general. Is they need to start making rules, like more strict rules, like that theater in LA that Kilo took me to. Mm-hmm. It was like you buy a ticket, you agree that if you make too much noise and you get a complaint, they can kick you out.
Oh fuck! What's it called? Damn it!
That was still the coolest theater too, by the way.
Because Adam was hitting me up and he wants to go see a movie with us. I was like, oh yeah. He's like, let's go to the, and I can't think of it.
I'm mad because I don't know the name either.
Alamo.
Is that what it is?
Yeah, Alamo Draft House. Yeah, that's what it is.
That sounds right. Yeah. I love that place too because their food is named after food that was in movies.
Oh shit! Okay.
And so that was cool because I remember because me, Kilo, and Ari went to go see that was Wakanda Forever, and I never been there. And Kilo was like, "Oh, it's a dope ass theater, trust me." And I look at the menu, right? All I saw was a Royale with cheese. And I was like, that's just a cheeseburger. But now I want it because it's a Royale with cheese. You know, like, yeah. And it made me feel some kind of way. And I was like, they suckered me into it. It's like a $25 meal. I was mad. It was expensive as hell. But I was so happy to eat that burger because I was like, I mean the Royale with cheese, bro. You know, like, and the whole menu was listed with shit like that from other movies. And I was like, that's fucking dope. And then their aisles are super wide, like the way we're sitting now, right? Mm-hmm. Their aisle is all this space.
Oh, that's
in front of you. So what happened, like, it scared me because we were watching a movie. You know, it's all dark and shit. And I was going to see somebody crawling by. I said, what the fuck is this? It's the server giving you your tickets and giving you more drinks and stuff. They're crawling so they don't obstruct your view.
Yes,
not crawling, but they're crouch walking, you know. But I'm like, it's crazy. I'm like, they do all that shit. But yeah, then Kilo was like, yeah, if you make, he told me, he was like, don't put your phone out. I said, why? He said, you put your phone out one time and they see it, they'll kick you out. I said, they can't do that. He said, you didn't read your ticket, did you? I said, no. He's like, read your ticket. You agreed to this by buying the ticket. And I was like, that's a cool thing. Or at least, you know, make certain showings that are 21 and over.
Yeah.
You know, do something to where, like, you know, people without kids can enjoy the movie, you know.
The AMC at the Garden Walk used to have a 21 and over movie screening.
Yeah.
So like, but it was like 3 or 4 movie theaters that were strictly 21 and over. Like, you buy your ticket here and then you walk to the right and there's a ticket person right there. Can I see your ID, please? Okay. Give you a wristband. Mm-hmm. You can walk back there and literally it's just a big window with some, like, a little bit of seats and a bar. And you just, like, chill there before your movie starts.
See,
and it's quiet. It was like, that shit was so dope. That's what I went to go see Inglourious Basterds at.
Yes, that should be the standard, though. And then I'm not just bashing parents with kids and shit, so shut up if you think that.
I am fucking.
He got kids.
And I got kids.
No, you know, but I'm like, just in that was, you know, my prime example. But again, going back to that motherfucker making noise, he should have got thrown out for that shit. Because he did it for like legit like 45 minutes of the movie. And the movie's only an hour and a half long. And I was like, bro, you're disturbing my peace. Like, there should be no sounds. And then I was even getting mad too, 'cause I know it's not a big deal, or you know, nothing you can do about it. But motherfuckers shaking their ice in the cup, bruh. If you don't put that cup down, and
Oh
then,
shit! Hold on. I was that guy, and I felt so fucking bad. Okay, so you know the ice at AMC does this little chunky shit.
Yeah.
So I'm sitting there, I'm like, okay, I knew I had more soda. I'm like, how can I do this without being quiet? I'm like, and so it was a car crash. And it was
Yep.
doing what's the Ice Cube Son's movie, A Den Thief.
Yeah.
So I'm sitting there, I was just like, car crash. And then the car crash happened so quick, it went, brrr. I'm like, oh, shit. I'm like, oh, shit. And it was quiet. Everyone just went, poof. I'm just like,
that's the that happened yesterday. So I brought like a bottle of Coke Zero, right? And I was like, let me just open this bottle up. And Robert, I was like, it's loud. I started twisting that cap. It got quiet. Shh. I was like, bruh. And it's funny because I don't know why my reaction is to try to hide. So like I hit the soda. I was like, that wasn't me. But by the way, there was nobody on my side but me. I was like, you knew that was me, bro. I was like, but it was like my dumb ass trying to hide it. And I'm like, I can't get in trouble for it. You know, so I don't know what the hell that reaction was about, but it was just so fucking funny.
you ever seen the what's that movie about the atomic bomb? Oppenheimer?
Yeah.
Okay. So there's a video out there where they're counting down to the atomic bomb dropping, and it goes 3, 2, 1, and the theater is quiet as shit. You hear, and some dude goes, "Come on, bro."
See, moments like see, it's funny because I'm nitpicky with my sounds. That's not bad.
No,
like, what did we watch that one time? We watched a movie. Remember this one dude was like, "What the fuck?"
Oh,
and then we started dying. What the fuck were we watching?
Was it fucking the stupid fucking horror movie, Hereditary, or what's it called?
Ah, fuck. I'm mad because it was, what the fuck were we? It was, because it was like back in like October, November-ish, wasn't it?
Yeah, I think it was that stupid ass horror movie.
Yeah, no, it was horror, but it was funny because that motherfucker legit, because like it was literally in my head. I'm like, what the fuck? And as I'm thinking it, he said that shit out loud, and I laughed, and I think the whole theater laughed.
Yeah,
it got quiet, and then we low-key gassed him up with that because he did it again. But the timing was still impeccable. I was like, bro, I'm not mad at that because the movie was boring, and he got you. He made you laugh a little bit. And you re-engaged back into the movie.
Because I'm telling you right now, me and Jaquan, like within the first 15 minutes of that movie, both of us were.
Yeah. It was funny because I don't remember the movie. I remember the experience though. Like we're sitting there chilling. All of a sudden, I saw you look at me. I was like, "Why the fuck is he staring at me?" You thought I was asleep, and then I heard you snore a little bit. I look at you. You're staring at me already. I was like, that shit was so funny.
I'm telling you, like if the movie's boring, we're gonna fall asleep. That's just all facts right there.
I swear, like when I went to go see that dumbass Megalopolis movie last year, I remember it was a horrible movie, right? And someone was like, "I feel so bad. Why didn't you walk out?" I said, "Because it was hot that day and the AC was blasting, and I took me a nap." Mm-hmm. And they were like, "Oh," I said, "Yeah, I'm taking my nap." I was like, I didn't pay for the ticket, but I pay A-list. So I was like, I paid for this shit, so I'm getting me a good nap in."
I'm telling you, like I remember that because I was like, "Oh, I'm going to see Megalopolis." Don't do it. And I was like, "Why?" He's like, "That's a 2-hour movie if I don't know what the fuck happened."
It was weird. And what's worse is I remember the reason why I wanted to see it was because I walked to my theater not late, but it was mid preview, and whatever they showed looked amazing. And I was like, "Oh shit, Adam Driver, cool." And I saw was it Francis Coppola?
Yeah, Francis Ford Coppola.
Yeah, I was like, okay. I was like, this is kind of cool. I was like, they might do something here. And I was in there watching it. And then also, I'm a Shia LaBeouf fan. I saw him in the movie. I was like, oh, Shia LaBeouf, going to go see it. And I was watching it, and I was like, I don't know what's going on. Maybe I'm just stupid. Maybe I'll figure it out. Then like an hour in, I was like, I still don't know what's going on. And then it's funny because people start walking out. I was like, they don't get it either. I was like, okay, so it's not just me. I'm not stupid. I was like, what's going on? Even the ending, I was like, huh?
Did you hear they want to talk? They're in talks to bring Shia LaBeouf back in Transformers.
I did see that. And I was like, they better not be playing with us.
Yeah, because I'm telling you right now, and I know everyone. Oh, Shia LaBeouf, he's such a no. Sorry, Shia LaBeouf that man has changed so fucking much. And after listening to Burn Notice or wherever Dave Berthol's
his podcast,
yeah,
yeah,
or Burn House, wherever the fuck it is. I've listened to podcasts that like, like when they touch like, damn dude, that's fucking sad right there. I listened to Shia LaBeouf's episode. I was bawling like a bitch, dude. Like I was like, oh my god, damn, dude. Like when he said, Twigs or whatever. Like she was the only one who FaceTimed him, or no, not her. Who was it? Well, his wife now was the only one who like kept checking in on him, and he was like, the director of the rehab center was like, hey, do you want to go look on FaceTime? And he was like, oh no, it's Mia Goff. That's what it is. And he was like, no one's gonna be there. No one's gonna be there. And he was like, I clicked on. He was like, fine, fuck, dude. He was like, I clicked on it. He was like, and I saw her beautiful face and her sweet. She's like, hey, Shia. I went, blah. I was bawling, dude. Yeah. It's like, dude, like, I'm sorry. Two people y'all need to leave alone: Chris Brown and Shia LaBeouf. Mm-hmm. If Mia Goff and this woman got put through hell with Shia LaBeouf, can forgive this man, y'all need to forgive him too. Same thing with Chris Brown. If Rihanna can forgive this man, y'all need to forgive him too.
Yeah, I feel like too, like, I hate that we always preach, everyone deserves a second chance kind of thing. But when the opportunity comes, people don't get their second chance. Yeah. It's like, bro, we're all human. We all make mistakes. Shit happens.
It's like, and that's the thing. Like, you don't know, like, well, with Shia LaBeouf, we know what happened with him, like, due to like his, what's the movie he made? Honey Boy?
Yeah.
Or like loosely based off his life. Mm-hmm. Like with Chris Brown, we don't know how that boy was raised. That man was raised. Like he could have had a traumatic experience, and it's like he thought at the time, this is what I need to do. And it's like, dude, get over it. Like, I'm all about second chances. Unless you're I don't know. Unless you like,
I feel like there's certain
punch
things,
my mom or something. Yeah.
I feel like that, and like,
you fuck with my kids, I'm telling you right now, there ain't gonna be no second. You fuck with my wife or my kids, I'm telling you right now, I'm blowing your house off the fucking face of the map. I'll be happy in jail. Just like, why are you in jail? Nigga had to go.
Yeah.
So like, those are just my rules. My booty hurts.
That's funny. I don't want to spoil Unstoppable, but talking about what you talk about remind me of the scene. So I'm gonna give you a little bit. So his dad is abusive to his mom. And then, he's like not allowing it, but he's not doing anything. But like at a certain point, he got mad. He stepped up to his dad, and his dad was, "Oh, you think because you wrestle, you can handle this? I'm a grown ass man. You want to do this? You want to do this?" And he pushes him. This kid, because he walks with crutches. He drops the crutches and just takes him down, right? And this is the part that is truly funny to me. Was he puts his dad in a chokehold, right? His dad was like, "Get him off me before I get serious." He is hemmed up, bro. That was the funniest thing. I was like, bro, like, you locked up. I'm about to get serious, man. Like, I ain't playing no more. It was like, bro, you.
The next thing you know, he's just gonna be like,
no. So he was just face turning red. I'm about to get serious, like, bro. Like, bro. And then just like talking that reminded me of, that was like a funny ass moment in that movie. He wasn't supposed to be funny, but the way he said that,
the way it happened.
I don't know the actor's name, but I know his face that plays his dad. He did a lot of comedic stuff. But that motherfucker, like, he was hilarious, bro.
Unstoppable. Denzel Washington movie.
You know what's funny? I was like, this movie sounds familiar. There's another movie called Unstoppable.
Yeah. Let's see who is. Oh, fucking Michael Pena?
No, he's the dad.
Oh, okay.
He's his coach. That dude.
This dude?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. What's fucking Bobby. I don't know. I won't butcher it. Cava.
Who did? Clicking buttons and shit.
Damn.
Bobby Cannavale or Cannavale?
Yeah, Cannavale.
Yeah, him. Yeah, but I was like, I don't know his name, but it's that dude. But he was the dad who got choked up. I'm about to get serious, and I was like, bro, it was the funniest moment. But it was a funny moment in a serious dramatic moment, because I think though his not saying it was bad, but his delivery was comedic, and it was like, and the situation too was funny. It was like, come on now.
I got to give that guy. It was him and who was? I can't think of his name. The dude from Step Brothers. Not Will Ferrell.
John C. Reilly.
Yeah, John C. Reilly. I got to him because they were at Golden Road when I worked at Golden Road, and we just gotten off. We shut down the plant and everything, and we were out in the bar just drinking. And I see him and John C. Reilly. I'm like, fuck it. I'm about to go say something. They're like, at this point, I'm drunk as shit. I'm like, hey, how's it going, guys? Are you guys enjoying your beers? They're like, yeah, man, we're good. I'm like, oh, well, I'm one of the beer makers here. I'm like, you guys want to do a tour of the plant? He goes, John C. Reilly goes, can we? I'm like, for Wreck-It Ralph, dude, anything. And he was just like, hell yeah.
I said, let's shake and bake.
and he was like, hell yeah. He was like, I'm like, dude, honestly, dude, I'm like, you were the best part in fucking, I'm like, you play a good villain or a good, like, comedic relief. I'm like, when's the last time you did Death Pop? And he just started laughing. I'm like, let's go. And so everyone's like, dude, he's taking John C. Reilly to the back. I'm just like, to me, there's another thing I will say before we end this episode. If you see a famous person in the street, don't just go, oh, or go, hey, just talk to them like you're humans. Mm-hmm. That's it. I'm like, now it did happen to me one time where I thought my tongue was going to fall out of my mouth. This is when I met Dave Grohl at Disneyland. I couldn't talk. And like, literally, I thought I had CTE. Because I just kept going.
No, I don't know what episode you told the story before in the past, but no, there's this. I clipped it on social media.
Don't you dare! I don't want to talk about that.
I gotta find out what episode that was.
Nope,
because that was a funny.
I know he's gonna clip it and reference this point. So
no, I wasn't. You gave me the idea too. Now, thanks.
Future Jaquan, eat a dick, and that will be the end of this episode. Yeah, bye. I got a fucking headache. My booty still hurt.